As we start the second quarter at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. That's the NFC playoff picture. New Orleans against Minnesota next week, next Saturday at 11:30 here on Fox. And then on Sunday at 3:30 here on Fox, the winner of this game against the Giants in the Meadowlands.
Think about how this whole thing is kind of the way it used to be. We've been together for 20 years and done so many of these playoffs and championship games, and it seems like here in Philadelphia, in Washington, in New York. Here we are back to back in Philadelphia today, and next week we'll be in the Meadowlands, and you know, in the kind of the swirling wind. Remember that?
Kind of seems right.
Yeah. There's Monty Kiffin.
McNabb, we think, had the wind in the first quarter. It's hard to tell which direction the wind's going here. It sort of swirled around.
Yeah, in the pregame was definitely the way McNabb was going. He was 6 for 7. Sean King was only 1 out of 5.
Second down. The swarm is around McNabb.
Yeah, because he fumbled the ball, and that'll usually cause a swarm. And
McNabb drops it outside. There's nothing doing there. Stanley Pritchett didn't get back to the line of scrimmage, and he's still down.
Sunlandette has had a couple of real good punts with the wind. Now he'll be punting into the wind, but as we said earlier, it doesn't look like the wind is as fierce as it was about an hour ago.
It doesn't. Landetta, will you ever forget that? You mentioned it a minute ago. We saw him miss a ball
in Chicago.
Yeah. The wind was fierce that day.
Yeah, this is what he's kicking into. You can see there is a little wind against him. Yeah, that wind was right down on the ground, and he went to drop the ball and went whiff.
He doesn't miss this one. It is, however, a very short kick, and Williams signals fair catch. You know, Philadelphia, the city, takes a lot of bad raps about the behavior of the fans, but this really is quite a city.
I think a lot of tradition here, and the fans are always there. I think they have great fans here.
That's Warwick Dunn, with a lot of potential usually too.
He's only thrown one to Keyshawn Johnson so far.
Here's King. Another to Johnson. And another Buck first down as they move into Eagle territory.
He's thrown 2 to Keyshawn Johnson. And that's the thing. I think when you have to take advantage of that. When you see like Troy Vincent playing off that far, and Keyshawn Johnson can drive him deep and get open by 5 or 6 yards, you have to take that.
Why not?
And then I think maybe that and going with the wind probably gives Sean King a little more confidence.
Keyshawn split wide right again, signaling to his quarterback. Here's King back to throw it. Drops it out to Allstott. And Allstott just lowers his shoulders and his head. Stopped finally by Trotter, but he got another Buck first down.
You know, one of the things that Jim Johnson always talks about is pad level and using the right pad. When you get Mike Allstott in the open field, you better use your inside shoulder and force him back inside, because you know he's not going to run out of bounds.
That's right.
You know, so you're either going to take him on or force him back where your help is coming from. Don't try and force him out of bounds. He's not going there. 9-yard pickup.
They need a yard, and this is Allstott. And he'll have it and more. And Allstott thunders down inside the 20 to about the 17. They fake to Allstott. King fires it out of bounds. Intended for David Moore.
You know, what they did on that All-Star run, that one before where they did have the holding on Whiting, but it was a run blitz. And you know, sometimes when you run blitz, you will blitz into the hole and you'll get the guy before he gets started. But if it's picked up, you really lose a layer, because you lose a layer of linebackers. So when you get through that, you go right to the secondary. So Allstott has caught him so far in a couple of run blitzes.
2nd and 10. Allstott's out. Dunn is in. King goes back. They're in grammatical range, certainly. Here's King. Whips it outside. That's Patrick Hape on Dave Moore, the tight end. I thought it was Hape coming out of the backfield, but it's Moore. Allstott is in the slot. Now he moves back in. And King gives to Warwick Dunn. Dunn gets down to about the 11. Stopped by Trotter. And here comes the field goal unit for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, but this is one that I think they were playing this conservatively. You know, where you figure we have third down, instead of throwing the ball, let's just go a draw, get as far as we can, and then just kick a field goal, because that was too much territory to have to pick up a first down on a draw play.
Gramatica missed against Green Bay last week, but he doesn't miss this one. And the Buccaneers go ahead 3-0 with 10:16 left to play in the first half. Damian Douglas and Brian Mitchell back deep for Gramatica's kickoff. This one with the wind, but Douglas will have a chance. Douglas hit at the 25 by Todd Yoder. Current weather here at Veterans Stadium. Temperature is 34 degrees, but with the wind chill, 9 degrees. At Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, Pat Summerall with John Madden. 3-0 Tampa Bay. The Eagles have the ball at their own 26. McNabb outside to Charlie Johnson, who's still fighting for yardage, and there's a flag on the play. Johnson wouldn't go down. In the process, the flag came flying in.
Warren Sapp really took off on that one to get penetration on Donovan McNabb. Mike Carey, our referee. This is an all-star crew where you know, they're graded. And
face mask, incidental, letter defense, number 21. 5 yards. The enforcement results in a first down.
Donnie Abraham accidentally grabbed.
Yep, he hasn't yet. You know, I don't know that he did. You know, sometimes they call that face mask, and it's not a face mask. It's a phantom face mask. Donnie Abraham just missed the tackle.
Yep.
His hand wiped across the face mask, but he didn't grab it.
Enough for an Eagle first down.
When a receiver moves his head like that, it looks like one, but that was just a missed tackle by Donnie Abraham.
Mitchell is the one back as McNabb goes to throw. And that's Mitchell, and let's go down to DJ Johnson.
So that play again where it was Derek Brooks that just hit him right on the knee as he was standing there to make a move.
2nd and 8, and here comes the blitz on McNabb, and he's going to get away from it. But one of the things the Buccaneers said they had to do when McNabb started to step up and run was to rush smart.
Yeah, and that means don't get beyond him. If we could just stop it right now, we don't want these guys to get behind where McNabb is. That time they had 3 guys behind him, so he was able to do it. You see, what they want to do is if you ever get behind him, just stop. Of course, he steps up right now, and he makes 3 guys get behind him. But the Buccaneers run so well, rally so well, and tackle so well, they can still make a play.
3rd and 8. To Mitchell, but they're right there at the line of scrimmage. Again, they do react to the ball, don't they? Carl Williams back deep for Landetta's punt.
But this Eagle line has kind of kept Warren Sapp quiet this first part of the game.
Buccaneers look like they're going to put the rush on Landetta, and they do. But he gets off a good kick. Fair catch, signal drop. And Williams drops on him. He makes his own recovery.
We're going to take him to those mills and dip him.
Good.
We're still looking, you know. I mean, it's not over yet. There could still be guys make it from these playoffs.
That's Warwick Dunn with the ball.
Warwick Dunn is so little. Yesterday when we were talking to him, we asked him, how do you not get hurt? I mean, it's a stupid question because he's been playing so long little. I mean, he was little in high school, little in college, little in the pros, #1 draft pick. But he says when he goes down, he said he just gets in a fetal position. And you see him he went down and he was in a fetal position. After the play's over, you're not going to get any more of him than that.
He got 4 yards.
And he never gets hit squarely.
Keyshawn Johnson on the move. Intended for Jacquez Green. Thrown too hard. Never had a chance, did he?
No, that one didn't. I think again, you hate to keep saying Keyshawn Johnson, but that's what they got him for. They got him for these games, to make plays in these games, and I think that on a slant, if I were going to throw a slant, I'd rather throw it to Keyshawn Johnson than I would to Jacquez Green. Now, if I'm going to throw something deep and I need speed, then that's when I'd use Jacquez Green.
Here comes Keyshawn on the move. The Eagles showed blitz and backed up a minute, and here's the screen pass to Dunn. And Warwick Dunn picks up what appears to be a Tampa Bay first down, stopped by Caldwell.
He's a little scooter, isn't he? I mean, he gets down. He said he never wears sleeves because he doesn't want to fumble. Some guys wear those long sleeves underneath. He said he won't do it because he wants to let his arms feel the ball. So from his elbows on down, you see, he always has a part of the skin that he can put the football against.
I love when you asked him yesterday, how do you get used to being little? And he said, well, I can fight. Don't forget I can fight.
That was stupid what I said, and I didn't mean that at all.
He's rolled up this time.
Kind of Sean King and Warwick Dunn and Moore all got there at the same time.
2nd and 15, and here's another blitz. And Dunn with no place to go again.
That time it was Carlos Emmons, the linebacker, and they're blitzing him more. It seems like as the season goes on, Carlos Emmons is becoming a bigger part of this defense and a bigger part of this blitzing.
Big, tall guy, too.
Early in the game, he was the first guy that got penetration against their offense, and he did again there. And the Bucs are having trouble running draw plays because it's tough to run a draw play into a blitz, whether that blitz be a run blitz or a passing blitz.
3rd and 19. King drops to throw. And is hit just as he let the ball go, or did he let it go? This might be the Eagles' ball. I think it is.
I'll tell you, Hugh Douglas came from that backside and really unloaded on Sean King. George Hegeman is number 78. He's pointing the other way, hoping it is that ball.
It's the Philadelphia Eagles' ball.
Because that was his man.
That's right.
Can be reviewed, but not now.
McNabb back to throw, and he's going to take off. And McNabb is inside the 10 to the 5.
Now this crowd's into it. This is a Philadelphia crowd. And there's Hugh Douglas getting excited. He's the guy that made it all possible with a great pass rush. And then Donovan McNabb, we talked about being 85% in December. You can see why. Because he can do it with his arms, his legs. He can start to run and throw. That field is a little more slippery than it looks, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
One thing that the Buccaneers knew that they had to do was keep containment on Donovan McNabb, and they didn't on that last play.
Blocked by Cecil Martin, got him around the corner.
Cecil Martin's a good guy. I talked to him yesterday. He went to the University of Wisconsin, grew up in Chicago in a homeless shelter. He was recruited from a homeless shelter to go to Wisconsin, and now, he's such a giving guy. This is going to talk more about the Cecil Martins of the NFL, because this is a guy that, believe me, is a special guy.
He is number 38. Here's McNabb rolling right. Chase and throws it away.
That means that they're going to have a 4 wide receiver look, 2 wide receivers on either side. Now with motion, there'll be 3 wide receivers on this
Here's
side.
McNabb, and from behind is McNabb. He just got rid of it. Rondé Barber chasing him from behind. I think McNabb heard him coming.
And with the speed, McNabb runs like a 4.5 40. So with that speed, he was able to get away from Rondé Barber to get the ball off.
3rd and goal at the 5. McNabb on the quarterback draw. Goes in the inside for a touchdown. The Eagles take the lead.
It all started with Hugh Douglas's pass rush, and it ended up with Donovan McNabb running it in. You look at the leader of their defense, it's Hugh Douglas. The leader of their offense is McNabb. They made the plays on this drive.
Akers for the extra point. Detmer's holding. Akers' extra point puts the Eagles up by 4. So McNabb will kick off this time against the wind. Carl Williams and Abdullah are back deep for the Buccaneers. That's Carl Williams. Up to about the 37. Tomorrow, one of college football's most storied bowl games continues its tradition on Fox. It's the 65th Southwestern Bell Cotton Bowl Classic, when the number 21 Tennessee meets number 11 Kansas State for the first time in the history of those 2 legendary programs. The 65th Southwestern Bell Cotton Bowl Classic, tomorrow at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific, only on Fox. Keyshawn Johnson comes wide left.
Better get Hugh Douglas blocked if they're going to pass.
Yep. Here's King across the 40. Stopped by Barry Gardner. Johnson goes in motion. King gives straight ahead to Warwick Dunn. Not much.
Yeah, one of the things we watch that touchdown again. Watch McNabb here. He's going to tap his helmet. You see it right there. Then he goes to the other side to do it like it's going to be. He has the 4 wide receivers out there, making them think it's a pass, making everyone selling pass all the way, and then that was a run all the way. That was a draw.
2 minutes to go in the first half with the Philadelphia Eagles leading Tampa Bay 7-3. 2 minutes to go in the first half. King back in the shotgun. No blitz this time. Down the sideline. Aquez Green, the intended target. Nothing there. Al Harris right with him.
Al Harris is a good corner. He's the 3rd corner, and he's in there now because they have 3 wide receivers. Bobby Taylor takes a slot, he takes a corner, and he's a good player. I mean, you know, and in fact, Jim Johnson doesn't call him his 3rd corner or backup. He calls him a starting corner. He said he's as good as most starting corners in football.
Royals to punt. Mitchell will return it from his own 15 with some room. Out to the 31.
Sunday in Philadelphia, that's also New Year's Eve, and people can come out and
nice and cold.
Nice and cold, a little fresh.
Yep. McNabb across the middle to Mitchell, who gets out of bounds, but not enough. They keep the clock running. Brian Kelly made the stop, but they have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Now they don't.
Sometimes when you're in a game, you get sacked, you don't know why. He said you miss a read, you don't know why. He said standing on the sideline, he got to see all that. You learn the patience, you learn where to go with the ball, and that benefited him. Back up to you, Pat.
McNabb to Mitchell. Another timeout called by McNabb. He's become a real leader.
But look at this red line here. We talked to the kickers and watched them in the pregame warm-up and decided where the ball had to be, where their range was, and that's where the Eagles' range is, where that red line is.
Here comes the blitz after McNabb, and they don't get there, and he throws incomplete.
Those are some great moves that he made. It was going to go down as an incomplete pass. But those were great moves. I mean, it's something when you can make moves and then make moves when you have a ball. And I think this has to come from basketball, where you can make moves with a ball in your hand. I mean, he has the ball there, but watch how he just has a ball, and the ball's flipping around there, and he's making those moves, and then has to end up throwing the ball.
To handle a cold ball like that, it's harder and slicker. You got to have pretty good hands. And this is Mitchell. Gets down across the Buccaneer 40 to about the 38.
Buccaneers have one more timeout. I think this wouldn't be a bad time to take your timeout in order to get your first down. He's going to spend so much time here calling this play. If he gets a first down, it's going to be okay.
McNabb is back. Heads for the sideline. He's going to be hemmed up there, but he gets rid of the ball to Mitchell. Lynch is saying he was out of bounds. I don't know if he won his argument or not. I don't think so. Akers loosening up on the sideline. 1st and 10 at the 30. McNabb throws outside, incomplete. Johnson couldn't hang on.
Another play, I think you would take a shot to the end zone.
Here's McNabb again. He's going to take off, and then he throws. And gets the ball to Johnson, and Johnson gets it down well within field goal range.
They got to take the timeout.
17 seconds.
And that's why he was able to throw it in there.
1st and goal at the 5. 17 seconds left. Here's McNabb, chased and throws in the end zone. Touchdown! Nay Brown got behind the Tampa Bay defenders. He just threw it up in the air, it looked like, and somebody came down with it. Nay Brown.
But again, he's able to get away from the rush and buy a little time, and then Nate Brown was going, and that's a place to throw. That's the safest pass you can throw, is to that second pylon.
Yep.
Throw it to the back of the end zone where either your guy catches it or it's incomplete.
Boy, they've turned things around in a hurry. Akers' extra point is good with 12 seconds left.
Look at McNabb after the touchdown. I mean, he knows it because he bought it there, and then a big smile comes to his face.
It appeared to me that he was just throwing it away. And all of a sudden, Nate Brown appeared.
But that's not a bad place to throw it. We used to, when I was coaching, we used to have a pattern that we would just throw to that back or second pylon, and then you would come and you would go to that part, and then or his arm, and then he does it with a combination like that one earlier to Charles Johnson of the feet and the arms.
Well, they've got 2, and he's run for 1 and thrown for 1. Akers. Dale Anthony, no place to go.
The thing is it looks like Donovan McNabb out here, like I said, he's always smiling. It looks like he's come out here just to play a game. He's looking, he's smiling, he's laughing, he's looking at the guys, he's winking, he's doing all those things, and somewhere in the game, I think it has to be fun, don't you?
Oh yeah. If it's not fun, I think you're in the wrong business.
I don't know if it's so much fun for Herman Edwards right now when they're down 14-3 and
they're just going to run it out.
There's a flag.
There's a flag on the play.
It can end if it's an offensive penalty. The half or game cannot end on a defensive penalty. So if this penalty is against the defense, they have to come back out.
They didn't have time to get too far.
Illegal formation, offense. Only 6 men on the line.
The half is over.
Only 10 men on the field. Penalty is declined. That's the end of the half.
That's not a very good, it wasn't a very good start, a very good middle, or a very good end for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's the end of the first half with the score of Philadelphia 14. Tampa Bay 3. Well, wait a minute. It's not the end of the first half yet.
But what happened is that play never happened. This is like happened in New England last week. Guys were in the locker room and they're walking back out again. I think what happened, because it was
here they come.
You got to get enough defensive guys back. All you need is 22 to come back out.
There's Derek Brooks standing in the
he doesn't have to come back out because Tampa Bay's on offense.
And they're going to do the same thing. And that's the end of the first half with the score of Philadelphia 14, Tampa Bay 3. This Fox NFL Wild Card special will continue from Philadelphia after these messages and a word from your local Fox station.